What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So today I have right here the iPad Mini 6, and this is the purple. It's a very subtle purple, but I want to talk about my experience with this device because I've had it since its launch, about 8-9 months since September, and it's been, spoiler, my all-time favorite device purchase of 2021, and arguably my favorite purchase of all time because I've been using it for literally 95% of the stuff I need to do on portable devices. But before I do dive right into my actual experience, I just want to quickly talk about the wallpaper that you see right here on the iPad Mini 6, as well as something like my Samsung Galaxy S22. And it's my new wallpaper pack called Psychedelic. I'll be leaving the link in the description down below if you want to check it out and support the channel. I'm working on a bunch of other new wallpapers actually on my iPad Mini 6. So if you want to take a look and support the channel, like I said, links will be in the description down below. Anyway, let's dive right in. Okay, so starting off with design, it's been great because it's a portable iPad. I like iPads in general. They get the job done for a lot of things. It's like a portable computer. They're not laptops of any sort, but this iPad Mini 6 is really a mini iPad Air. It's taking after the iPad Air, just in the mini form factor with its Touch ID right on the top in the power button. Its volume rocker, volume up and down on the side, and they auto rotate. So right now, if I'm facing this way, the way you see it, the top button is volume up and the bottom is volume down. Whereas if I flip it the opposite way, this right here is volume, oops, that was a power button. This right here is volume up and volume down. So now it completely switched. So that's auto rotatable. That's pretty cool if rotatable is a word. But if you're coming from an iPad, you know how an iPad is very thin. I love how they finally added USB-C right here because now I don't need to worry about carrying extra cables, a lightning cable, USB-C, all the things. The only thing left is iPhone, and maybe that might be going USB-C in 2023. Who knows? I love how this has a more full display in regards to its predecessors like the iPad Mini 5th gen and every other iPad Mini before that. But they took the home button or the Touch ID and embedded into the power button, which I do like. And since it's a small device, like my finger does rest on Touch ID right here, and it does open up. But I kind of wish Face ID was here. So like I would just swipe up and I'm all set to go. Whereas let's say I tap on it right now, it's locked, and I would have to use Touch ID to enter and get into my iPad. So that's kind of just the one complaint I have. Now, for them to put the volume buttons here, there was a reason because Apple Pencil support, and it's Apple Pencil 2. So it just charges just like that, perfect. And I always keep it on there anyway. And I've been using the Apple Pencil to create wallpapers like this one you see, although this wallpaper pack was created mainly for smartphones. But I am working, like I said, on a bunch of other wallpapers. But design-wise, very reminiscent of the 2018 iPad Pro, the new iPad Air, just a much, much smaller version of it. And it comes down to preference. If you like this design and size, well, then I would definitely recommend it. But if you're not going to use this device, and it's just too small of an iPad to use, then I wouldn't recommend picking it up. If you're reading a bunch of ebooks or whatnot, I like this. Now there are Kindles and whatnot, but for just me using this device, I'm able to read my Medium articles, and since I use it for other things, I didn't want to just go ahead and pick up a Kindle device anyway for reading books and stuff. So I'm reading articles on Medium, watching my YouTube videos, using this as a second screen while working on my MacBook Pro, and using this with universal control has been just an absolute breeze. But for design, I love this. I love this. And I know why Apple just can't go a little bit thinner with the bezels, as you can see right here, because it's such a small and portable device. You kind of have to rest your thumb somewhere. So if you go a little bit more towards the edge with the screen, it's going to impact our use of this. So it does make sense. You have some space right here to hold it if you're playing games especially. But nonetheless, absolutely love this design, and Apple, keep it up. Now let's talk about performance. This has been the greatest. Now it has the A15 Bionic chip, which right now has the same chipset as the iPhone 13 series, and right up here is the iPhone 13 Pro Max recording this specific video, and it's an absolute beast. I've thrown everything I can think of at it. I've made some videos on LumaFusion before, not like really hardcore, intensive videos, but I've made some videos here and there on LumaFusion. I've been using Procreate, Lightroom, and Photoshop, and it's handled with a breeze. I watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Like I said, I am always using this to make articles on my Medium. So if you want to take a look, I'll be leaving a link in the description down below of my Medium. But really, I can't think of any downside to this performance and the software. iPad OS 15. I kind of wish there was like iPad or like Final Cut Pro, for example, but who knows? Maybe that might come in the future. Otherwise, I don't really mind. The one thing I wish iPad OS had was, instead of like, I hate how you arrange your home screen. You have to have icons, or you have to have like specific areas, whereas with Android, you can change it to your liking however you want. But not with this. It has to be in a certain grid format. I don't like that. I wish you can change it up, and I hope we see that with iPad OS 16. But if you're looking for a beast, a portable beast of an iPad Mini 6 is a huge plus. And also, I've been using it as a keyboard, and I actually just recently picked up the Logitech Keys to Go keyboard, and this is the perfect setup. This is the perfect setup to use. It's a little bit larger. This keyboard is a little bit larger than the iPad itself, but that's okay, because if you think about it, using a keyboard with this size iPad, the same size, would be very, very difficult. And I've used it before. It gets the job done. It's great, but it's difficult to use. Nonetheless, if you're picking this up for performance, for speed, you won't have any issue. I want to touch base a little bit about this display, because there's been a lot of like controversy with the whole not having 120 hertz and having this whole jelly scrolling. I haven't noticed any jelly scrolling on this iPad Mini 6 whatsoever. Maybe it's because I didn't really pay too much attention. But I haven't had any issue with this iPad Mini 6. The one downside is if I try to use this outdoors, and also just as a head, just to let you guys know, I never really use it in portrait mode, really. And I never use it like this. I'm always using it, even if I'm reading an article, I'm always reading it like it is right now in this format. But nonetheless, with display, I haven't, had any issues with this whole jelly scrolling. I don't really care too much about it. The one downside, like I was saying, is just the brightness. When I try to use it outdoors, it doesn't get too bright. But I'm not complaining about that too much because I'm not always outside anyway. But when I am, that's something I did notice. With the 60 hertz, doesn't bug me at all. Would I have wanted to have 120 hertz? Yes, but that probably would have destroyed the battery on this. But no other complaints with this display. I'm not too nitpicky about it. It's already bezel-less enough, much better than its predecessor's design. I like it's more full screen. It's really the iPad Air and iPad Pro 2018 version, but in its mini form factor, and I'm all for it. Now, using this device since September, we gotta talk about its battery, right? And it's been great. It's not been like superb, but it's lasting me all day if I'm using it intensively. But I mean, I don't use it intensively from start to, from morning to night every single day of the past 8-9 months since I've had it since September. But when I do use it intensively, it does, end up the end of the day with about 30 to 40% charge, just like you see right here. It's currently at 42, but I just haven't used it in the past couple of days intensively. Nonetheless, it lasts pretty long. It's not iPad Pro, it's not iPad Air kind of battery, but you won't have any issue. It's USB-C anyway. The charging takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to charge from 0 to 100, at least in my experience. I don't really mind about waiting for this to charge up so I can get some juice. I'm only going to charge it when I go to bed in the evening, during nighttime, and I'm going to wake up in the morning with 100% charge anyway. Sometimes when I'm using it for universal control, I have it on charge. When I'm out on the go, it gets the job done. I don't need to worry about the battery life. The standby time on this is really, really, really good. There has been a couple instances where I didn't use it for about 3-4 days, and I came back and I lost maybe about 15-20% charge in that 3-4 days. That's very good. That's very, very good. Obviously, when you're throwing really intensive things like Procreate, like consistently watching YouTube videos, then you're going to notice the battery deplete much quicker. If you're going to be playing a lot of games like Call of Duty Mobile or Apex Mobile Legends, whatever it may be, or even a Pokemon Unite, you're going to notice the battery life take a huge toll. In which case, I would say bring a portable battery pack if you're out on the go frequently. So if this is going to be your travel device and you're going to be using it a lot while you're traveling, bring a portable battery pack or battery bank, whatever you call it, and this will juice it up really well. But other than that, battery life has not disappointed me at all. And some miscellaneous things I want to talk about, the one being camera. So it's good. It's good. It's not like, I don't know who's going to use this camera to take like photos of their lives and like, or make content of it. But if you want to just catch a memory, then yeah, it's good. It's good for taking photos of documents and scanning things like that. It's a good camera. It's not like the worst camera. Oh, it's a great tablet, but they put a party pooper camera. No, it's a good camera. But is it something I actually have not really taken any picture with this? If you want me to be totally, that's not even a word. If you want me to be totally honest with you, I have not taken a single picture with the camera because I haven't really needed to scan any documents as of right now. Hopefully I do in the future for business purposes. But yeah, camera, it's good. Just not, not iPhone level or like your smartphone that's in your pocket. How we say the best camera is the one in your pocket. Well, I mean, if you're carrying this in your pocket and it's the only camera you have, well, yeah, that's considered the best one. But most times you're probably going to have your smartphone. So this is not going to be the best camera that I would prefer to pull out of your pocket and to use. But camera is a plus, and it also has a flash. So if you do need flash, then you got that too. So there is that. There's the camera, just so you guys know. And other things in the miscellaneous is Apple Pencil has been great. There's that too. And with this, it has, if you see, like it has 4 cutouts, 4 speakers, right? But it's not really a quad speaker setup. But it gets decently loud. It gets pretty good and pretty loud. And the one thing that I've been using it is for my infotainment system in my car. I'll be leaving a link to that video in the description down below if you want to take a look. I've been using this for really anything you can think of because it's just great. It's great. It works seamlessly with my iPhone. It works seamlessly with my MacBook Pro. I can implement this into any type of workflow that I have to do throughout the day. So iPad mini is a plus for me. And that about wraps up this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. And if you want to see more videos about the iPad mini 6, let me know in the description down below. And let me know if you want to see something like an iPad mini Pro. That's really what I want to see. I hope Apple continues to refresh this. Like I said, this is a preference device. If you really like a portable iPad, this device is for you. If you don't, then that's okay. Like, I understand that too. It's just a preference. If you like this, great, that's cool. If not, that's also great. Like, I don't really mind you not liking this device. But Apple has it out there for those who want to use it, and I am just one of those. So Apple, if you want to update this and make an iPad mini Pro, that would be pretty cool. Just, make it, I wouldn't mind having it a bit thicker with a bigger battery and a 120 hertz ProMotion because, it's Pro, right? So a higher refresh rate display, maybe a dual camera setup like you have on the iPad Pro, like a LiDAR sensor too. That's just thinking, maybe Face ID, that's an iPad mini Pro, but that's really been it. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Anyway, that's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.